What is the most OP build for Dorothea in Fire Emblem Three Hopes? Dorothea is quite good. She could play the role of a mage, mortal savant, a trickster, a falcon knight, but the most fitting class for both who she is and her unique skill is dancer. So that's what we're going to be building her as today. I present to you Dorothea the Dancing Songstress. Just like all of our other sword related builds, it's hard to beat the chain and consecutive hit level 3. So we're running it again. I honestly recommend you make a few of these swords, since they tend to be much stronger than the alternatives. For our accessory, we're just going to run a critical ring to boost our critical hit chance a little bit. For the battalion, we're running resist axes, but feel free to use your preference. The battalion does not change the build at all. Now for our combat arts and magic, we're running electric grounder, which is a very strong combat art that does damage based on our magic stat. And as it so happens, our magic stat is our highest stat. How convenient. We're also running Agnia's Arrow. I know some of you hate this spell because it's easy to guard against, and that's fine, but you could learn to time this magic spell in a way to hit every time. It's also the strongest spell in the entire game, so if you really want to use something else, by all means, but you're going to lose a lot of damage. For our uniques, we have Prismatic Resonance. This ability has a high chance to spawn musical notes around the unit when performing regular attacks. When we attack the note, it triggers an elemental shockwave. You would be surprised how much extra damage that this ability actually does. When partnered with the speed buff from Dancer's class action, this unique goes from good to devastating. Songstress greatly restores surrounding allies' HP and awakening gauges when the unit completes a warrior special. This is a time and place ability, but I will admit, it's very unique. Center Stage increases damage dealt by 50% when ordered to seize, while Tome Buster increases damage against tome-wielding enemies by 95%. Next up is our abilities. Watch till the end of the video if you want to see where I got each one. Sword Prowess increases our damage dealt by 30% when wielding a sword. Darting Blow increases the amount that successful attacks fill the awakening gauge. Death Blow extends the amount of time the stun gauge stays active. Boost Critical increases our critical hit chance. Burst of Resolve fills our awakening gauge with each critical hit. Special Dance increases the potency of our dancer's class action, while also increasing the amount of time that our dance effect stays active when used. Soul heals us for each enemy commander we defeat, and the heal is proportionate to our luck stat. Speed Catalyst increases our warrior gauge fill rate proportionate to our speed. Battle Instincts increases both the warrior and awakening gauge fill rates until one of them is completely filled, while Panache restores the awakening gauge based on how many enemies we defeat when we use a warrior special. For this build, our main stats are magic, dex, and speed. Magic influences the majority of our damage. Dex increases our critical hit chance while also boosting the damage on our critical rushes. Speed extends the length of time that our awakening lasts, as well as shortens our cooldowns on our combat arts and magic spells. We want to level her 80 times as a Grimoire, which will boost your magic really high, as well as give a small boost to your dex. And for the last 40 levels, you want to level as Trickster to spike your dex, speed, and luck. If you somehow don't reach the magic stat cap, that's where you want to start using stat boosting items to reach it. The way this build works is Electric Grounder puts in a lot of the work for normal commander fights, while Agnia's Arrow just obliterates them. You're going to have to learn the timing to land an Agnia's Arrow so you don't miss out on big damage. You want to use Electric Grounder to knock the enemy commander on the ground. For the record, you can do this with combos as well. And when the enemy starts falling, you want to cast Agnia's Arrow. This will guarantee your hit. Dorothea also has a lot of support for things like warrior specials and awakenings in this build, so use your warrior specials on enemies that have higher than normal resistance like tome wielders or holy knights, dark knights, or mortal savant. Then use your awakening when you know you can do the most damage to the enemy forces. This could be a boss fight or a bunch of enemies that all spawn in one spot. Most importantly though, don't forget about your dance. This dance is what gives you the majority of your damage, since as you start moving and attacking faster due to the dancer's buff, you start activating Prismatic Resonance more frequently as well. It's weird because looking at the build, Dorothea lacks a lot of the best abilities in the game, but somehow still manages to do amazing damage when built just right. Now, where did I get each ability from? Sword Prowess is from Myrmidon, Thief, and Mercenary. Darting Blow from Pegasus Knight, Death Blow from Brigand, Boost Critical from Warlock, Burst of Resolve from Trickster, Special Dance from Dancer, Soul from Falcon Knight, Speed Catalyst from Falcon Knight, Battle Instinct from Bow Knight, Panache from Dark Knight, Electric Grounder from Trickster, and Agnia's Arrow from Gramarye. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more.